I'm here with Darren Lynn Bousman, director of Twisted. First of all, hey, how's it going? Big
It's
fan.
doing, thank you very much.
A friend of mine, Gabe, back at home, watched, came at me with a little thing for a Saw movie. And we're like, oh, this is cool. And then Saw 2 came out and was like, oh, this is a new director. I hope this is good. And it was. And then we've been watching them all ever since. What's this? And then now we got
That's awesome.
Twisted. So
And I get twisted.
odd thing about Twisted is you didn't write this. So what was the thing when you got the script for this that made you go, "Oh yeah, we're gonna this tickles my fancy. We're gonna do this one."
It had all of the staples and the benchmarks of things that I knew that I could do and I could do well. But it also had enough in there that made me uncomfortable that I had not done that I was excited about doing, such as the movie kind of begins in this weird crime caper, out of the box, quirky heist thing. It reminded me of Ocean's 11, like in the split screens and the wigs and all of that kind of stuff. And then it slowly became a horror movie. And I liked that idea of doing a genre flip by the end of the first act. So that was something that I really responded to and I was really, really excited about.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
And
lost you. You still
I
there?
was gonna
Oh, now I
point
can
this
hear you.
out.
Sorry.
Hello, hello, check one
Yeah, I
two.
can hear you. Sorry. Yep. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was supposed to talk with Alicia Witt, but the things happen. But that was gonna be weird to talk about her because the way you have her set up in the movie, she's in like little kind of snippets or small flashbacks. I'm like, you can't just be using Alicia Witt for this. Something's up. So in my head, I'm like, oh, what is that? I know something's coming, but I don't know what. And then not saying what, but when it comes up, it's oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Uh,
What was the conversation there?
Yeah, first off, I had just seen her in Long Legs, and I thought she was fantastic in that, obviously. And I've watched her throughout the years. The hope is on something like this. If you look at something like Saw, Jigsaw was in 7 minutes of actual screen time of Saw 1. Yeah, he was on the floor, but he went on to have a huge role after that. And so I think on this is that you can knock on wood, but there is a future story to be told about what happens to Paloma in the body of Alicia Witt. So in casting this role, it was important that it was not just an anybody actor. It had to be someone that we knew that if we're so lucky to be able to continue the story on, that we had a powerhouse of an actor in there. And Alicia was just, to me, just made sense.
Yeah. And you said when you were looking at the script, there was some things that kind of made you kind of trepidatious. I don't know if I can do that, but of course you did because I just saw the movie. What were those things that you were kind of worried about?
Well, I mean, there's so much of this movie is just talking. It's talking heads. It's a basically a two-hander. It's Dr. Kezian and Paloma doing these very long monologues. And on a movie like Saw or Repo or Saint Agatha, I have death, death, death. Nothing happens in this movie for the first 30 minutes. It's very slow. And the challenge of keeping an audience engaged for that first act, to have the goodwill that they'll sit through and watch the rest of the movie without the traditional benchmarks of a horror film where there is the opening kill and that big set piece thing. We don't have that in this movie. It's almost like a Trojan horse. It's unassuming, and then it eventually opens up what it is. And so I think that was something a little I was trepidatious about going into this thing.
Yeah. I mean, with the main characters, like the way you got them set up, is like they're not great people. So you
Yeah.
almost have a hurdle to jump there. Is that like we're supposed to feel bad for them towards the end, and you do, but that seems like a magic trick in and of its own.
That was the main reason I wanted to make the movie was is that I loved how there was not a clear-cut villain or hero. They were just this murky shade of gray. And depending on who you sided with, that will determine who you believe to be the antagonist or protagonist. You look at someone like Dr. Kezian, and it's an interesting question. If he could kill one person and save a million, is he really that bad of a guy? You look at Paloma, and yeah, she broke into this guy's house and was trying to steal it from him or sell it from him, but did she deserve this thing to happen to her? And I think that it's that moral ambiguity that I think is interesting.
Yeah. And you've done, I mean, you directed and written many movies. What some tools you got in your toolbox, filmmaking toolbox that Darren Lynn Bousman can do now that Darren Lynn Bousman could not have done in the past?
I don't know. It's a good question. I made Repo because I felt so safe and confident in my ability to make a Saw film that I wanted to make something that was so outside of the box and crazy that I made Repo to challenge myself. I think that whatever I do next, I'll do the same thing, that I want to challenge myself into making something completely different, whether that's an action film or I really, really want to do a sci-fi film because I think that the strength of what I do well is world building, and it's hard to get that someone to give me that ability to go off and create a world. Most of the stuff I do is relegated to our own rules. We live in a world that looks like this, characters act like this. I want to go create a Blade Runner or a Brazil or something like that that is just so far outside of what we understand and know.
Do you have an idea for one of those right now, or is it
I
it's
have a
just
lot
kind
of
of like a general like hope?
no, I have a
Hopefully it
lot of
comes to you.
I have a lot of ideas. I just think that to me, fantasy is where my heart is because as a film goer, I want to escape. I want to leave my world and go into a completely different world. And I think that the movies that I've made that are my favorite, be it Repo or The Devil's Carnival or Abattoir, those are completely false worlds. They are completely heightened realities. Those are the things I'd like to experiment and do more of.
Excellent. Yeah, Twisted comes out. It comes out this month. I didn't quite get the
On
day.
Friday. On Friday. It comes out on February 6th.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I look forward to watching this with the crowd. But before I let you go, I want to get a movie recommendation from you, either a movie that's personal to you or a movie that's really good and not enough people talk about it.
Oh man, what was the movie I just watched on Shudder? Hold on one second. I'm going to tell you a movie that I loved. Hold on. So I'm into movies that I know nothing about. So when I walk into it, I've not seen the trailer. I don't know the tagline, the poster. There was a movie I watched the other day that I really affected me. It's called Antrim, and it's on Shudder. And I would encourage people to go in knowing very little about it. But it's a movie that, as a viewer, you become complicit in what the crime is that's taking place. And it is weird. It is out of the box. It is not for everybody, but it was one of those movies that I was like, why the did I not think about this movie? It was really cool.
Excellent. Darren, thanks for joining me and congratulations on the movie. Congratulations on all your success. And yeah, big fan. Good talking with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.